Nature versus nurture. The debate regarding the relative influence of genetic inheritance, nature, versus environmental factors, nurture, in shaping human behavior and traits. The contrast between inherent biological characteristics and the impact of external influences on an individual's development. The study of identical twins separated at birth provides valuable insights into the interplay between nature and nurture. Psychologists often study twins raised in different environments to investigate the nature versus nurture debate. The criminal justice system considers both nature and nurture factors when evaluating offenders' culpability and potential for rehabilitation. Parents may wonder how much of their child's personality is determined by genetics versus upbringing, reflecting the nature versus nurture dilemma. The discussion about whether talent is innate or developed through practice is a classic example of the nature versus nurture argument. Adapt or die. The necessity for organisms to adjust to changes in their environment or face extinction. The idea that individuals or organizations must evolve and change to survive in a competitive or changing landscape. The concept of adapt or die applies not only to organisms but also to industries and economies. In the ever-changing business world, companies must adapt or die. Species unable to adapt to climate change may face extinction, highlighting the principle of adapt or die. The ability to learn new skills and technologies is essential in today's job market. It's adapt or die. The decline of traditional media outlets serves as a reminder of the importance of adaptability in the digital age. Born with a silver spoon in one's mouth. Born into wealth or privilege. Having advantages and opportunities from birth. Inheriting wealth or social status from one's family background. Some people resent those who are born with a silver spoon in their mouths, believing they don't appreciate the value of hard work. The politician's opponents accused him of being out of touch with ordinary people, claiming he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Despite being born with a silver spoon in his mouth, he worked hard to establish his own successful business. Growing up in a mansion and attending exclusive schools, she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and has never experienced financial hardship. Change one's stripes. To alter one's behavior or characteristics, especially in a fundamental or noticeable way. To adopt a different approach or attitude, often departing from one's previous patterns or habits. The company rebranded and changed its stripes to appeal to a younger demographic. It's never too late to change your stripes and become the person you want to be. She used to be known for her reckless behavior, but she changed her stripes and became more responsible. After his near-death experience, he decided to change his stripes and live a healthier lifestyle. The politician promised to change his stripes and focus on transparency and accountability if elected. Fish out of water. Someone who feels uncomfortable or out of place in a particular situation. A person who is in an unfamiliar environment and doesn't know how to behave. As an introvert at a loud party, I often feel like a fish out of water. Being the only vegetarian at the barbecue, she felt like a fish out of water. As a non-native speaker, he often feels like a fish out of water in meetings conducted entirely in English. Growing up in the city, he felt like a fish out of water when he visited his relatives in the countryside. When I attended the advanced math class, I felt like a fish out of water among all the genius students. Go down like a lead balloon. To be received with disapproval or lack of enthusiasm. To fail to impress or be well received by others. To have a negative or unfavorable impact. To be met with a cold or indifferent response. Her attempt to lighten the mood with a sarcastic remark went down like a lead balloon at the funeral. The proposal to cut employee benefits went down like a lead balloon with the workers' union. His joke about the boss's hair went down like a lead balloon at the staff meeting. The new product launch went down like a lead balloon, failing to generate interest among consumers. The comedian's political jokes went down like a lead balloon at the conservative fundraiser. A fish rots from the head down. Problems or corruption in an organization typically originate with its leadership or those in positions of authority. Difficulties or issues within a group often start at the top and trickle down to affect the entire organization. The coach's lack of discipline and accountability set a bad example for the team. Truly, a fish rots from the head down. When employees witnessed dishonesty at the highest levels, they began to lose trust in the entire organization, proving that a fish rots from the head down. The school's declining academic performance stemmed from ineffective leadership. It's clear that a fish rots from the head down. In politics, scandals often indicate deeper systemic issues because, as the saying goes, a fish rots from the head down. The company's financial troubles were a result of poor decision-making by its executives. After all, a fish rots from the head down. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't assume success or anticipate positive outcomes prematurely. Wait until something is certain before celebrating or making plans. Be cautious and avoid premature optimism or overconfidence, as unforeseen circumstances can lead to disappointment. She was already planning her dream vacation before receiving her bonus, but her financial advisor cautioned her not to count her chickens before they hatch. I know you're excited about the job offer, but don't count your chickens before they hatch. Wait until you've signed a contract. It's tempting to start spending the lottery winnings in your head, but don't count your chickens before they hatch. The company's projected profits looked promising, but the CEO warned against counting chickens before they hatched, emphasizing the need for cautious optimism. The team was confident of victory, but their coach reminded them not to count their chickens before they hatch. Cutting corners. To do something in the quickest, easiest, or cheapest way, often by bypassing proper procedures or quality standards. To take shortcuts to save time or money, often at the expense of quality or safety. Cutting corners on product testing led to a recall and damaged the company's reputation. Some businesses cut corners by outsourcing production to countries with lower labor costs. He warned against cutting corners on cybersecurity measures to avoid data breaches. The construction company was accused of cutting corners to meet the deadline, resulting in unsafe buildings. Instead of investing in proper training, they cut corners by hiring inexperienced staff. Get down to brass tacks. To focus on the essential or practical aspects of a situation, often involving detailed or serious discussion. To address the fundamental issues or concerns without unnecessary distractions or digressions. The negotiation finally got down to brass tacks when both parties agreed to discuss the terms of the contract. Let's get down to brass tacks and discuss the budget for next year's project. After the initial pleasantries, the meeting got down to brass tacks, addressing the key issues facing the company. Instead of wasting time on irrelevant details, let's get down to brass tacks and resolve the problem. We need to get down to brass tacks and figure out how we're going to increase sales. Cut a deal. To negotiate and reach an agreement, especially in a business or legal context. To make a mutually beneficial arrangement or compromise. The real estate agent managed to cut a deal with the seller to lower the asking price. The two companies cut a deal to share resources and reduce costs. Despite their differences, they were able to cut a deal that satisfied both parties. He cut a deal with his suppliers to get a better price for bulk orders. After weeks of negotiations, they finally cut a deal to merge their companies. Throw in the towel. To give up or surrender, especially after experiencing defeat or failure. To admit defeat and cease efforts to continue or pursue a course of action. The team refused to throw in the towel and continued to fight for victory until the end. After years of struggling to keep the business afloat, he finally threw in the towel and closed shop. After a series of setbacks, he felt it was time to throw in the towel and pursue other opportunities. Faced with mounting debts, the company decided to throw in the towel and file for bankruptcy. Despite their best efforts, they eventually threw in the towel and abandoned the project. Think outside the box. To think creatively or unconventionally. To approach a problem or task in a novel or innovative way. To consider alternative perspectives or solutions that are not limited by conventional thinking. His ability to think outside the box led to the development of a revolutionary new technology. Instead of following the usual procedures, she encouraged her team to think outside the box and explore new possibilities. The marketing team brainstormed ideas to think outside the box and attract a younger audience. The company's success is attributed to its willingness to think outside the box and take risks. We need to think outside the box if we want to come up with a truly groundbreaking product. Break the ice. To initiate or facilitate conversation or interaction, especially in a social or unfamiliar setting. To ease tension or awkwardness by initiating communication or making an initial gesture. Bringing up a common interest can be a good way to break the ice when meeting new people. The team-building exercise was designed to break the ice and foster camaraderie among co-workers. He broke the ice by complimenting her on her presentation, which led to a productive conversation. She broke the ice at the networking event by introducing herself to other attendees. The host broke the ice by telling a funny joke, which helped everyone relax. Close the deal. To finalize or conclude a business agreement, negotiation, or transaction. To successfully persuade or convince someone to agree to a deal or arrangement. The CEO flew to Tokyo to close the deal with the Japanese investors. He knew he had to close the deal before the end of the quarter to meet his sales target. Despite initial hesitations, they were able to close the deal after addressing the client's concerns. The salesperson's persuasive pitch helped close the deal with the client. After months of negotiations, they finally closed the deal to acquire the competitor's company. On the same page. To have a shared understanding or agreement about a particular issue or plan. To be in harmony or alignment with others in terms of goals, expectations, or objectives. The merger negotiations progressed smoothly because both parties were on the same page. The success of the campaign relied on all departments being on the same page. Let's have a meeting to ensure we're all on the same page before moving forward with the project. It's important for everyone in the team to be on the same page regarding the project timeline. Miscommunication can lead to misunderstandings, so it's crucial for everyone to be on the same page. Push the envelope. To innovate or go beyond established boundaries, especially in terms of creativity, technology, or risk-taking. To challenge conventions or exceed previous limits in order to achieve progress or success. In the competitive tech industry, companies constantly push the envelope to develop cutting-edge products. The entrepreneur's ambitious business proposal pushed the envelope of what was thought possible in the market. The designer's avant-garde fashion collection pushed the envelope of traditional design, earning critical acclaim. The company's new advertising campaign pushed the envelope with its bold and unconventional approach. His willingness to push the envelope and explore new ideas made him a visionary leader in the industry. Hit the ground running. To start a task or project quickly and energetically, without delay or hesitation. To begin a new endeavor with immediate progress or success, achieving momentum from the outset. With extensive preparation, the company was able to hit the ground running upon entering the market. The successful launch of the product allowed the company to hit the ground running and capture market share. The candidate impressed the hiring manager by demonstrating the ability to hit the ground running in the role. The team hit the ground running on the first day of the project, eager to meet the deadline. After being appointed as the new CEO, she hit the ground running and implemented changes to improve efficiency. The domino effect. The cumulative effect produced when one event sets off a chain reaction of similar events. The phenomenon where a single action or event leads to a series of related consequences. The domino effect of climate change is evident in the increasing frequency and severity of natural disasters worldwide. The introduction of new technology had a domino effect on job markets, creating opportunities in some sectors while rendering others obsolete. The government's decision to increase taxes had a domino effect on consumer spending, leading to a decrease in overall economic growth. The bankruptcy of the major airline had a domino effect on the entire industry, causing several other carriers to struggle financially. The discovery of contaminated food products had a domino effect on consumer confidence, causing sales to plummet across the industry. Ripple effect. The spreading or diffusion of the impact of an event or action, often resulting in far-reaching consequences. The indirect or secondary effects that occur as a result of an initial action or event. The closure of the factory had a ripple effect on the entire community, affecting local businesses and employment rates. The company's decision to offer flexible work arrangements had a ripple effect on employee morale and productivity. The implementation of conservation measures had a ripple effect on biodiversity, benefiting ecosystems beyond the targeted areas. The government's investment in infrastructure had a positive ripple effect on the economy, creating jobs and stimulating growth in related industries. The publication of groundbreaking research had a ripple effect on academic discourse, inspiring further studies and debate. Set the stage for. To create conditions or circumstances that lead to a particular outcome or result. To establish a foundation or framework that influences future events or developments. The discovery of oil reserves in the region set the stage for economic growth and development. The peace negotiations set the stage for diplomatic relations between the two countries. The early intervention program aimed to set the stage for academic success among disadvantaged students. The success of their debut album set the stage for a lucrative career in the music industry. The economic policies of the previous administration set the stage for the current recession. Light the fuse. To initiate or ignite a sequence of events that may lead to a significant outcome or explosion. To start a process or chain reaction that has the potential to escalate or intensify rapidly. The leaked memo lit the fuse for a public outcry against government corruption. The assassination of the Archduke of Austria-Hungary lit the fuse that triggered World War I. The company's announcement of layoffs lit the fuse for labor strikes and union negotiations. The scandalous revelations in the media lit the fuse for the CEO's resignation. The controversial decision to raise tuition fees lit the fuse for widespread student protests. Snowball effect. The process by which something gradually increases in size, importance, or significance as it continues to develop or unfold. The phenomenon where a small initial change or action leads to larger, more consequential changes over time. The spread of misinformation on the internet can quickly snowball into a major issue, impacting public perception and trust. The initial investment in renewable energy initiatives had a snowball effect, attracting further funding and accelerating progress in sustainability. The company's innovative product generated positive word of mouth, resulting in a snowball effect of increased sales and market share. The team's early victories in the tournament created a snowball effect of confidence and motivation, leading to eventual success. The social media campaign started small but quickly gained momentum, leading to a snowball effect of widespread support. Stir the pot. To deliberately provoke or instigate trouble or controversy, often by stirring up existing tensions or conflicts. To agitate or disrupt a situation in order to generate change or draw attention to an issue. The activist group staged a protest to stir the pot and demand action on environmental issues. The controversial decision to restructure the organization stirred the pot among employees, fueling rumors and uncertainty. The political candidates' inflammatory remarks stirred the pot, sparking debates and dividing public opinion. The whistleblower's revelations stirred the pot within the company, leading to investigations into corruption. The journalist's investigative report stirred the pot in the community, exposing long-standing issues of inequality and injustice. Open Pandora's box. To create a situation that leads to unforeseen and often negative consequences or problems. To uncover or reveal something that unleashes a host of troubles or difficulties. The leaked emails opened Pandora's box, exposing widespread corruption within the government. The decision to invade the country opened Pandora's box, unleashing years of conflict and instability. The discovery of the ancient artifact opened Pandora's box of archaeological mysteries, prompting further investigation. The new legislation opened Pandora's box by inadvertently creating loopholes that were exploited by criminals. The controversial court ruling opened Pandora's box, sparking protests and calls for judicial reform. Tip the scales. To cause a significant change in the balance or outcome of a situation, often by exerting influence or pressure in one direction. To tilt the balance of power or advantage in favor of one party or viewpoint. The key endorsement from the influential celebrity tipped the scales in favor of the political candidate. The decisive goal in the final minutes of the match tipped the scales in favor of the underdog team. The unexpected testimony from the witness tipped the scales in the defendant's favor, leading to an acquittal. The sudden surge in demand for renewable energy sources tipped the scales against traditional fossil fuels. The company's aggressive marketing campaign tipped the scales in its favor, capturing a larger share of the market. Back to the drawing board. To return to the beginning stages of planning or development after a setback or failure. To reassess or redesign a strategy or approach that has proven ineffective or unsuccessful. The marketing campaign didn't resonate with consumers, so it's back to the drawing board to come up with a new approach. The negotiations reached an impasse, forcing both parties to go back to the drawing board and explore alternative solutions. After the project was rejected by investors, the team had to go back to the drawing board and refine their business plan. The product launch didn't go as planned, so the company decided to go back to the drawing board and address customer feedback. The prototype failed to meet quality standards, prompting the engineering team to go back to the drawing board. Butterfly effect. The concept that small actions or events can have far-reaching and unpredictable consequences, similar to the flapping of butterfly wings causing a chain reaction leading to a distant tornado. The idea that seemingly insignificant occurrences can amplify over time, resulting in significant changes or outcomes. The butterfly effect of globalization is evident in the interconnectedness of economies and cultures, where events in one part of the world can impact distant regions. The decision to invest in renewable energy had a butterfly effect, leading to job creation and economic growth in the region. The viral spread of misinformation on social media demonstrates the butterfly effect, as small posts can influence public opinion and behavior on a large scale. The introduction of a new technology had a butterfly effect on industries, transforming business models and consumer behaviors. The butterfly effect of climate change can be seen in the interconnected disruptions to ecosystems, weather patterns, and human livelihoods. Turn over a new leaf. To start anew or make a fresh start by abandoning old habits or behaviors. To make a positive change in one's life or attitude, often after a period of difficulty or stagnation. The criminal turned over a new leaf after serving time in prison, dedicating himself to community service and rehabilitation. Following a period of unemployment, he resolved to turn over a new leaf and pursue a career in a different field. The company's new CEO vowed to turn over a new leaf by implementing transparent policies and ethical practices. She realized she needed to turn over a new leaf and prioritize self-care after experiencing burnout. After years of struggling with addiction, he decided to turn over a new leaf and seek help. Change of heart. A reversal or shift in one's feelings, beliefs, or opinions, often resulting in a different course of action. A change in attitude or perspective that leads to a change in behavior or decision-making. She had a change of heart about her career path after realizing her true passions and interests. After years of estrangement, she had a change of heart and reached out to reconcile with her family. The politician had a change of heart on the issue after listening to feedback from constituents and experts. His experience volunteering at a homeless shelter led to a change of heart, prompting him to become more involved in charitable causes. Despite initially opposing the project, he had a change of heart and decided to support it after learning more about its benefits. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.